Hello there, welcome back to Independence Guitar. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and do me a favor, subscribe. If you'd actually like to receive notifications, check the bell, like, share, all that stuff. Let's get into it. So, it's not a secret, guitarists are obsessed with going faster. Most of the questions that I see guitarists ask either have to do with gear or how do I play faster? Well, after years of research and trial and error, I've finally found the Holy Grail answer, if you will, to that question. Lots and lots of practice. There is no secret workaround, there is no shortcut, there just is not any secret to how one guitarist can play at a superhuman speed while the other is stuck in first gear. However, there are some things you can do to kind of get out of your own way, if you will, and help your progress along. And if you do these things, one day you might be able to play so fast that you can dodge bullets like me. Okay, so all jokes aside, the first and maybe the most important part or thing that you can do to help yourself along is look at how you hold the pick. So for the longest time, and you might do this too, I held the pick with an OK symbol, and the pick pointed out at the same angle as my finger, and I would strum just like this. So for many of you, this might work fine and you might not ever have to change it. However, in my case, I would notice that when I would play faster leads or go to trem pick, that the faster I would go, the harder I would want to grip the pick and kind of dig in. I also noticed that while I did it, I used to always have to anchor my fingers to the guitar. Now, counterintuitively, when you hold the pick like that, it causes your right arm to tense up when you go faster because you have to hold the pick tighter. So what did I do to remedy this? Well, one day I was on YouTube, like many of us probably are. I was watching some of my favorite guitarists play, and I noticed the way that they held the pick was different than the way I held the pick. I noticed that while I played and it kind of looked like an OK symbol, they more looked like a fist. So I tried it. And what I did was I choked up on the pick so that only a very little bit was hanging out. And instead of playing with the pick between my two fingers, I moved it up to the first knuckle where it's at a right angle from my finger, and then I clamped down on it with my thumb. And what this allowed was for me to have a much tighter natural grip on the pick and get all of the tension out of my right arm. The more tension that you have in your arms while you play, the more it's going to slow you down, because you're fighting yourself. Tension is the worst possible thing that you can have while you're playing, which segues me into number 2 on the things that you can do to play faster. When you're playing, like I said before, tension is your worst enemy. You want to be entirely loose while you play. And so one of the things that you can practice to help you to loosen up is make sure, be mindful. Instead of concentrate, just pick any scale you want, and instead of concentrating on the precision of the notes, concentrate on how your left and your right shoulder feel. Concentrate on how your forearms feel. And one of the things that happens is when you play harder or faster with your right hand, your left hand kind of naturally wants to squeeze down harder as well. So one of the things that you can do is practice keeping an even tension with your left hand while as you play faster with your right. Try to get them to work independently of each other. You can start with really light and fast and then go harder. And just try to make sure that you keep the same tension on your left hand the entire time. The third thing I did to work on my speed was that I changed the way that I held the guitar. For the longest time, I put the guitar on my right leg and I would play, and as I did that, I would notice that, especially when I want to play faster leads, up here I kind of have to have a weird wrist angle. And this also, because of the angle of my arm, causes me to tense up as well. So the natural position for playing guitar, and there's a reason why classical guitarists do this, is just like this. You want to prop up your left foot. A few inches off the ground is fine. And rest the guitar on your left leg, play cross body. And when you're playing standing up with a strap, fix it to where it's about at the same height as you would be when you're sitting down. So the butt of the guitar should be resting on your right leg and the groove of the guitar should be on your left. This gives you a much more natural angle to the guitar, and you can keep a straight wrist no matter where you are on the neck. This helps you to be more relaxed and play faster. Now I can probably do an entire video on each one of these things alone, but especially on this next one. The most important thing that I learned that helped me to go faster was the minimal effort concept. So what you can do to practice the minimal effort concept is to pick any scale on the neck. Now when you play it, at first don't actually fret the note. Just go over the note and play along, but you're basically just picking but muting out the notes. And what you want to do is you want to slowly start to give more tension on the frets just until you find that sweet spot of where the note is going to sound out. And once you find that sweet spot, you don't have to press any harder. Just keep practicing the scales at that pressure. And you want to keep complete mindfulness on your arms, that you don't start to build any tension in your arms. You want to be completely relaxed, and the more relaxed that you are, the faster that you will eventually learn how to play. And in between each one, just go ahead and check your tension, and then just run it again. Try and go faster. If you want, use a metronome, and each time set the metronome just a beat or two faster, and keep going and going and going. Anyway, I feel like my videos are total crap, so if they are, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And if they're alright and you learned some good stuff, then let me know that too. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me. Please come back again. Good night.